Which match is more Hell in a Cell worthy? Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news, topics, discussion, debates, previews, all that kind of good stuff. I am your host, Alexis Carrillo, and tonight we have another edition of what could arguably be considered the best show on WWE television today, SmackDown Live. And of course, WWE has already released an official lineup, so let's get right into it. We will have a second triple threat tag team match with the winner of this match facing off against the Bar either next week or 2 weeks from now. They haven't really made that clear, to get a title shot at the tag team champions, The New Day. Now, if you remember, the Bar won last week's title match. In this case, we have Sanity versus the Usos versus Rusev and Aiden English. And due to recent circumstances, due to recent storylines, I've got to say that Rusev and Aiden English are in the current position that Primo and Epico were last week on SmackDown Live. Whereas, they might not have the best chances of winning this match. That's what I'm trying to say. I think out of the three teams, they are the ones with the least chances, the least probabilities of walking out the winner and facing off against the Bar. Now, who do I think walks out the winner of this match to face off against the Bar? I think we're going to have the Usos win this match, because Sanity is still pretty new, and WWE is not a fan of heel versus heel, and the Bar are heels and Sanity are heels, so we're going to have to mix it up with the Usos. But then again, that really gives us a pretty predictable outcome for the final match, because then we will most likely have the Bar versus the New Day for the tag team titles, since we've had the Usos versus the New Day countless and countless times again and again. So we'll see what goes down. We'll see how that plays out later on tonight. But we also have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. How will they bounce back after the ambush from both The Miz and Maurice, but also from Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega last week? That to me is uncertain, especially over the fact that they are babyfaces. They are both babyfaces, and they don't really have babyfaces, don't have a lot of tactics against heels, and they usually just go out there and just call them out on what they did the week prior. So that's what I'm expecting. Then we have what's next for Charlotte and Becky Lynch. In this case, we've had Becky Lynch jump Charlotte from behind a couple of times now. The rivalry is starting to heat up. But you've also got to elevate the story. You got to put in some more elements. It can't just be beat down from Charlotte, beat down from Becky, and now they're both fighting it out. It can't be just that. And for me, if I were in charge, I would pretty much try and elevate this rivalry and put them in a sit-down interview. Put them both in the same room to, discuss this out. And that could create some more interest in this match. Hear opinions from both sides, and that could bring that home for the feud. Although, I don't know if this what I'm saying is perfect for the build-up to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view or for the WWE Evolution pay-per-view. Sure, it could work for both, but you have to consider where do you want to put it. And the final element, the final topic that is involved in WWE's official preview lineup for tonight's episode of SmackDown Live is, will Joe actually go to AJ Styles' home? Now I've got to point this out. I have loved this psychotic, sociopath, crazy, unhinged Samoa Joe. Not only attacking AJ Styles from behind, being the savage Samoa machine we've known him to be, but I've been extremely happy with how his character has been portrayed, talking to the television in a way that he's very sociopath. He's very much of a sociopath. How he calls AJ Styles' wife named Wendy, and how he talks about them like he really cares about them, but he's only trying to get under AJ Styles' skin. I'm really enjoying that aspect of this feud, which takes me to the next topic that I am annexing to this preview, and it is Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton really worthy of the Hell in a Cell match concept, or should that go to Samoa Joe and AJ Styles? Because there are many things you've got to consider. There's the fact that, yes, these are both heated rivalries. They are both hated rivals, both Randy Orton to Jeff Hardy. That's been very extreme with the pulling of the ear hole that Jeff Hardy has, and obviously, like I mentioned, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, their current interactions all the way going back to SummerSlam. But then we have to consider this: which one of these two has the title? And in this case, it's Styles versus Joe. The WWE title should be defended in the most high-profile matches, especially in the pay-per-views, and especially because the WWE title has not been defended in the main event of a pay-per-view in quite some time, and it will most likely not be defended in the main event of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But a kick to the gut of the WWE title, a kick to its prestige, is the fact that it is not only not the main event, but it is also not inside the Hell in a Cell. And we have another match on the SmackDown side of things that is inside the Hell in a Cell. I just wanted to point that I'm just trying to, if I'm in the office of the WWE, I'm trying to ask them, what made you want to do this? What made you choose Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell over Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship inside the Hell in a Cell? But anyway, that's what I think. That's the preview for this episode of SmackDown Live. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Do you agree with me on the Hell in a Cell match concept, on how it should be for the WWE title come September 16th? Or are you content and are you happy with it going to Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comments section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. Consider subscribing if you like wrestling news, topics, discussion, previews, all that kind of good stuff. That's it for me. Till next time.